Episode 6 of Ahsoka gave us Grand Admiral Thrawn and his army of Stormtroopers.
This is where the fun begins.
But this is not a normal army of Stormtroopers, as I'm sure you noticed. This is an army of undead Stormtroopers brought back to life by Night Sister magic. They're actually not even called Stormtroopers, they are called NIGHTTROOPERS. Now what does that mean? Are they related to Marok, who was brought back to life by a Night Sister? How many NIGHTTROOPers are in this army? And most importantly, can they even die if they are already dead? Now stick around to the end of this video to get all those questions answered and more, and hear why I think this army is going to be a huge problem for our heroes. Smash a like on this video and let's break this all down. Grand Admiral Thrawn is here, and although his introduction into live action was very similar to Palpatine's, Thrawn doesn't have the Force or any magical abilities like the Night Sister magic. He just has his mind. He's a lot like Sherlock Holmes, always 10 steps ahead and knowing his opponent's next moves before they're even made. However, when this opponent is made up of multiple Force users, he is going to need an army. Now, like I said before, I'm sure you noticed that this is not your typical army of Stormtroopers, because armies usually die, but this army is already dead. At the end of Star Wars Rebels Season 4, Ezra Bridger sacrifices himself by using the Force to communicate with the Purrgil, as he tells them to wrap up Thrawn's ship, which is the Chimera, and jump into hyperspace. This takes Thrawn, Ezra, and every other Stormtrooper on board to this new galaxy.
We're going on a trip in our
We still have no idea how Thrawn or Ezra survived this journey through hyperspace when we clearly saw the windows of the Chimera be destroyed by the Purrgil. But maybe we'll get all of this explained by Ezra Bridger himself when he tells Sabine Wren in the next episode what happened. But Thrawn and Ezra somehow survived this journey, and his Stormtroopers that were all over the ship did not. And that brings us to the Night Sisters. The Night Sisters were first introduced in the Clone Wars, and they were on the planet Dathomir. Eventually, all the ones on Dathomir were all killed by General Grievous, but a few still remain in the galaxy like Morgan Elsbeth. But Baylan Skoll actually explains to us in episode 6 that Peridia, which is this new planet in this new galaxy, is where the Night Sisters originated from. And the ruins that we see on the planet were from the kingdom of Night Sisters that used to live here. However, that kingdom is now gone. We don't know why. Maybe it's alluding to this greater threat that is calling to Baylan Skoll, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. But there are only 3 Night Sisters left on this planet, and these witches, they know how to use magic. And even after seeing Night Sisters in the Clone Wars, Jedi Survivor, and Fallen Order, and now even in the Ahsoka show, we still don't even know the extent of their true power. However, we do know that they can bring people back to life. We've already seen this in the Ahsoka show with Marok, who died in episode 4 when he just turned back into green smoke. And I believe we've seen this before with other characters in the Clone Wars, like Savage Opress, and if you want to see more about that, watch this video I already did. But I believe that Marok in the Ahsoka show was to prepare us for this undead army of Night Troopers. Now, they won't be wielding double-bladed lightsabers, but I do think these Night Troopers will be a lot more powerful than the Stormtroopers we remember, meaning they will most likely probably be able to hit a target. But can they die if they're already dead? This remains to be seen. We have to see at least one of them attempt to be killed, and I'm sure we will see this in the next episode when Ahsoka arrives. But if they can't die and they just keep coming back to life, this is going to be a big problem for our heroes. However, although I do think that these Night Troopers will be very powerful, there's not a lot of them. The Chimera was the only ship that we see that made the journey to this new galaxy, and that means there's only a certain amount of Stormtroopers left alive. And that's a pretty small army if Thrawn wants to take over the entire galaxy. But there might be more to this army than we think, because these boxes that are being loaded onto the Chimera are very mysterious as well, but that's another topic for another video. But tell me what you think in the comment section below about this video. What do you think about Thrawn's undead army of Stormtroopers? Do you think they can actually die, or do you think we're going to have a big problem for our heroes? Tell me in the comments below. Smash a like on this video if you liked it, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. We go live on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so don't miss out on any of that by hitting that subscribe. And if you want more, go check out this video I just did breaking down episode 6 of the Ahsoka show.